Welcome to the So You Want to Get Fat podcast. I am your host, not your typical chef, Brian Tsao. And with me, as always, is my ball of wonderful, buttery French goodness, Frenchie!
Your shirt is fitting well.
Thank you. Yes.
Mine is not.
Frenchie, where are we filming this from?
340 West 46th Street, Le Rivage, in the heart of the theater district.
Hell's Kitchen. And if you come to New York, be sure to visit Brooklyn too at 326 Bedford Ave in Williamsburg, Brooklyn.
Do I have to learn that address? I have a hard time remembering
It's
my
fine.
own.
I'll remember my own address.
Okay, good.
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
So,
Already had a heavy lunch.
You did have a heavy lunch. So today's topic, the bully, David Chang, has he redeemed himself because he apologized? That's going to be later in the episode. That is our main topic for today. I want to let everyone know that they should have started receiving, if not already, their Handsome Thing tees. Remember the Handsome Thing? Yeah, those have shipped out already. Some people have already confirmed they've received them. Please take photos and tag us.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and we will repost it. And if you're okay with it, we'll post it on
Man, we should have been saying that from the beginning for all the t-shirts.
Okay, we'll do it for the next one because we got another design coming.
We do?
Soon, yeah.
Which one?
The Ding Dong sauce.
Oh, you signed off on that?
Yeah. Well, I have to finalize it and actually send payment today. But D'Amico,
right?
We're gonna use his design for our next tee.
That one.
Yeah,
I love that one.
Yes, I love that one.
That is by far the better.
So that will be the next merch drop. Our grilled cheese video was filmed. It is in the process of being edited. Be patient with us. That video is coming, and in a couple weeks, we're gonna film a roast chicken video, which I'm very excited about.
Oh, that's what we're doing in May.
Yes.
You brought that up.
Yes.
Okay. Blondie's reaction was a little off kilter. What was that about?
Well, because she probably would have liked to know.
Oh, wait, you didn't tell her?
No.
Oh.
You should have told her. She's your wife.
Yeah.
All right. And then I guess one last thing. This will be my last opportunity to plug my band Lost Becomes is playing at the Meadows in Brooklyn, May 3rd. Check us out. If you can't make it to the show, check us out on streaming apps like Spotify and Apple Music. Lost Becomes right there. Lost Becomes. All right. Check us out.
I feel like I need to get some more merch to identify with.
Yeah. You gotta, plug stuff. In today's day and age, you gotta diversify your income. Speaking of diversifying your income, my merch store is 40% off. And then we already plugged our restaurants. So let's move on, shall we?
Plug? That's what we're doing?
Yeah, we're just plugging things.
Oh, I thought we were just giving them options.
Well, why'd you give me that smirk? What's that smirk about? What options?
Get the show rolling.
So,
bullies.
Well,
tail between legs bully now.
Before we get to the bully, which we will, there is some clips we have to react to that we haven't done in a while, but we've had this gentleman on the podcast, and that episode
the tip,
Jacques. And that episode is coming. Actually, if everything aligns properly, that episode should come after this one, the Jacques Torres episode, which I'm very, very happy about. I did a lot of work on that episode. I had a lot of fun putting in the work into that episode, but we need to see some of Jacques' tips. So headphones on.
Oh, can't remember if I seen Jacques' tip.
I am Jacques Torres, and you are with me for Tuesday tip.
Just a tip.
Chocolate and
Just a
water,
tip.
chocolate and liquid, chocolate and alcohol doesn't mix. I'm going to show you the opposite. If I put this chocolate, which is pretty liquid, into a piping bag, it's going to be a mess.
I love that he's practicing on an upside down bowl.
With it. But if
that is a good idea. Yeah.
Or you can use water. It will
alcohol or water.
Exactly the same way.
I mean, alcohol can only better the chocolate.
I agree. I like Adis.
I like Adis.
The chocolate is going to seize. So go very slowly. Put the chocolate.
What does he mean by seize?
Your piping bag.
It's going to start to stiffen up.
Very good. Just like the tip.
And actually pipe with chocolates.
Oh, so
So you
pretty.
will be able
very
to
pretty.
decorate a chocolate desserts with plain chocolates. So that's the way to pipe with chocolates. I hope that helped.
I love Jacques.
Well, now you do.
I do.
Even more.
I love him even more now. You know, I have a little. He was one of the first chefs that I really appreciated early in my career, because the first chef I ever worked for spoke of him in such high regard. And then I met him in person and saw his psychotic death stare eyes, so intense.
You can see how one scene could end dramatically.
Yes, yes, yes. Like he will either present me with the greatest dessert I've ever had in my life, or a knife in my
Or
throat.
chop off your tip.
Yeah, or chop off my tip. But this next Tuesday tip is pretty cool because the production value goes up significantly.
Bonjour, I am Jacques Torres, and welcome to Tuesday Tips.
Just the tip, Jacques.
Just
But
the
the
tip,
audio
Jacques.
sounds better.
His background music.
his background music, and also he's I don't think he's using a cell phone anymore. I think he's using an actual camera now.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's multiple camera angles.
Is he using hair
Today I
filler?
want to show
Is
you
he using what?
Hair filler?
What, that?
That's just like a better angle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That too.
Lighting
Light-
helps.
lighting
that
helps.
we do all the time in pastry. It's called pastry cream. Pastry cream is
Oh,
a
someone's
mixture of milk,
Pastry cream.
egg, sugar, starch.
I'm sorry. Someone what?
someone's definitely like holding the camera.
Yeah. He's got, one camera on a roller,
Yeah.
looking real nice, real slick.
Looks nice.
Yeah, business must be good, Jacques. Because you remember he came on the podcast. He was saying during the pandemic, he was really
Oh.
sweating.
I remember if people knew that Jacques Torres, we were talking through the pandemic.
Oh.
I was complaining to him.
Yeah.
He was complaining to me. We had there's one thing you can't show weakness,
Right.
right?
Right.
Because
Unless you're a little bitch like me.
well, no, but it's not that. It's a question of you have competitors,
Right.
you have investors,
Right.
you have people that you need things. So like if you show weakness, they're like not maliciously even, they can just like, oh wait, not a good time to do business with them right now.
Right. Yes.
know what I mean?
I understand.
So
I understand. Yeah.
and then he knew he could talk to me frankly,
Right.
and I could talk to him frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you guys do have I could see it in person, and you guys will see it when the episode comes out. You
no,
can
but
see
I
a
did
kinship
revert to that,
yes, you did.
16-year-old
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Oh, yes, chef. Yeah.
Forever the Comey. Forever the Comey.
Forever the Comey.
Little bit of butter. You can flavor it with vanilla. I love
There's no
vanilla.
such thing as a little
Always
bit of butter.
vanilla, never vanilline. Put half of my sugar, into the milk, and I'm going to bring that to a boil. 2 eggs and 2 yolks with the leftover of the sugar. So I'm going to add the other half
love
of the sugar
pastry.
here. 50 grams of cornstarch. And then I'm going to bring some of the whole milk into the egg mixture. It's called tempering.
Tempering, yep.
Mix it, put everything back into the pot, and then boil everything together.
Am I crazy, or did he not put the vanilla in? He just showed it to us.
I did not see him put in the vanilla yet.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, this is picture perfect pastry cream he's making right there. Cornstarch.
Easy to make.
Easy to make. The cornstarch is going to help thicken. Obviously, when you heat up eggs, that's going to help
That's a more
thicken.
modern. I mean, old school. We used flour
Oh, flour. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
basically.
Yeah.
But cornstarch seems to be more of a better quality for consistency and strength.
And also, I believe it's more neutral than flour in flavor.
Yeah, but I like the flavor of the flour.
Yeah.
Like I would never just make it a white roux. I would give it
Right.
a little bit of color to it.
Okay.
Does change things around.
Which a roux is a mixture of butter and flour, and traditionally used to thicken sauces most of the time, 99% of the time. And then you can color the roux varying different degrees of darkness. So a blonde roux is just literally just the melted butter and the flour. You don't heat it up any further. And then you have like Cajun style roux, which is
dark.
It's basically blackened,
I guarantee you'll make that roux.
Okay, my milk is boiling now. So I'm going to temper my egg.
Yeah. So the purpose of this is if you were to put that egg into
Omelet.
the right, Well,
A bad
you would,
omelet.
no. If you put the egg into the boiling milk, you would make egg drop
drop
soup, right? Because the mass of the milk is so hot, it's going to instantly cook the egg as it pours in. If you go the other way around, you're pouring hot into a large cold mass, you will kind of gradually bring up the heat. You also don't want to do it too fast, and this is much faster than I was expecting him to do it. But then again, Jacques has definitely made more pastry than I have. So let's keep.
If you have some lumps, you can strain that back into the milk. There is
Should
no
not
lumps
be no
here,
lumps.
so I'm okay.
No, what?
Shouldn't be no lumps.
Lumps. Oh, he said lumps. I was like, I thought he said lamps. I was like,
If you have lamps in your sauce, let me tell him that you make fun of his accent.
you good?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
sorry. Yes, we're doing the show. Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to put everything back into the pot. I don't think I put my vanilla, so I'm going to
Oh,
add it now.
yeah, you caught him. Yeah.
And we are
Oh,
done.
look at that. I love pastry
Add a
cream.
little bit of butter. You
This-
know, French, we love our butter.
You know, I've never put butter in pastry cream before.
I told you. There's no such thing as a little bit of butter. Yeah, but you're finishing the sauce.
Okay,
It
I'm
just
going
gives
to
it that
mix until the
silkiness,
butter.
that sheen, that
melt
silkiness, that
completely.
flavor. I mean, he's doing it because
And-
I'm telling you, traditionally you use flour and butter.
Mhm.
So he's reincorporating the flavor of the butter.
Right.
Voila, we have pastry cream. I hope that helped.
He's so proud of himself. Look at him.
Bonjour.
It's a cute. Oh, what a cute boy.
He's
Oh,
such a cutie.
Okay, I want my double espresso
Oh, okay. Let's get to the meat and potatoes
of
today's episode. David Chang,
dun dun dun.
the trademark war that he has brought upon small Asian business has fucking backfired. Woo! And he issued a statement on his podcast. Now, I do want everyone to know I am a David Chang fan, not just because he is of the Asian persuasion, but I do think he is a smart guy and I like his restaurants.
Very smart guy.
Very smart guy. I don't know him personally. I do know many people who are a couple degrees away from him. And I know many people who have worked for him, like in the early days of his career.
And none have anything positive to say.
Nobody has a nice thing to say about him. But he is clearly smart, successful, has built a restaurant empire. He has I would argue, a media empire at this point.
Mhm.
And you don't do that by being dumb and also
Lazy.
lazy. He is not lazy. He definitely worked for his shit. And now he has this chili crunch.
Fiasco.
The most famous one is Lao Gan Ma's chili crisp, which I gave you a jar of.
Lao Gang Mas.
And
Did I say it right?
no.
That sounded Vietnamese.
It did. So he issues this apology, and you and I listened to a couple minutes of it. We have our opinions. We'll let you judge while we give our opinions.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome to the Dave Chang
Okay.
Show, part of the Ringer Podcast
Yes, it
Network.
is.
This is David Chang. Not your normal podcast. This podcast is going to try to address
you need the
debate
visual.
that's been playing out over the past.
There's no visual. This
There's
is
no
a
visual?
podcast we're listening to. So we can just stare at each other while we're listening.
Okay, so this is going to be uncomfortable.
Days over social media news about Momofuku enforcing its trademark of the term chili crunch. If you haven't been following along, and not everybody has, so I don't want this to be strange if you're listening to this. Essentially, what's happened is that when we started selling Momofuku Chili Crunch in 2020, and I know sounds asinine, but it's true, and it really was important to us. We thought the word crunch would separate us from sauces like Lao Gan Ma and other sauces that had the word crisp. But what we're learning this week, and in a painful way learning, is that the terms crunch and crisp are essentially the same thing in Mandarin. In holding the term crunch,
You make the face.
No, the fact that he was ignorant to this, he's not that ignorant.
Mm.
He knew it was around. Okay, go. I need more.
trademark, Momofuku can be seen as trying to own a piece of Chinese culture and heritage, which is exactly the opposite of what we wanted to achieve. It can also be seen that we're trying to squeeze people out of the space and have, trying to be a monopoly and not play nice. I can totally understand how people could see these things, but
we can see those things, but that's what you were doing.
Trust me, but it's the.
I mean, yeah.
Sorry.
That's
part of doing business sometimes.
Yep. And
sometimes you got to be the asshole.
And a lot of times the assholes are the ones that get ahead. We're not saying it's right.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm sure there can be moments that can be traced back to us where people would view it as being an asshole. Sometimes as a business,
an asshole? Never.
But as a business owner, you are officially now on the other side of the fence. And sometimes you have to make decisions that not everyone's going to understand. And you have to make decisions that better your business. And a lot of times that can be misconstrued as bettering for yourself. I'm not defending every business owner out there. I'm just saying I can understand why people feel the way they do about this situation. I understand where David Chang is coming from. But ultimately, I agree with you. He knew exactly what he was doing. And
that's a business decision.
Yeah, it was a business decision, and he's feeling the scorn, and you can hear the fear in his voice. You know, you can hear the
what? Because when you're that big, what's unfortunate about like what's going on now in the woke community, doesn't take much to bring somebody down now.
Yeah.
They'll not make you go away, but enough to like suffer a dent.
Right.
And it makes you suffer.
And people make you remember it and bring it up again.
Again.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why I like Kevin Hart. He says, no, I apologize. When they were bringing up bullshit, I already apologized for that. I'm not doing it again.
Right.
So drop it.
Respect. I think our espresso is here. Yes. I hear the
double espresso.
I hear the door, the alarm. Ha ta ta ta.
Ha ta 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 ta. T for two and two for tea. Me and you and I.
All right.
This is not the case. Anyway, I hope this podcast will be able to explain some of these things to you. It's really complicated. I mean, I don't think nuance is the right word.
It's not that complicated.
There's a lot of information. But most importantly, I wanted to accomplish.
It was a douchebag move, and now you're doing a douchebag retraction.
Can you say that again?
Wait, did I?
No, because you were speaking over him.
Oh, it was a douchebag move, and now you're doing a douchebag retraction.
Yeah. There was somebody who listened to today's podcast, because today's podcast that came out was the whole drama that unfolded with David Chang. One of our commenters is a paralegal and actually had something to say. So we'll check out their comment after we listen to some of this.
Oh, thank God you check our comments.
Yes. Thank God somebody does.
I check once in a while.
Yes. And then usually and then you start responding back to them. Yes. Yeah. Keep saying the bad shit. The negative comments help the algorithm.
I was just about to say that.
And then you piss them off even more. And then I was about to text you like, can you please not engage with the comments? You know.
But you said it only helps.
What do you guys think? Do you like to see was that your stomach?
It was over here.
Do you guys want Frenchie to continue to chew commenters out? Well, in all fairness, though, that guy was a fucking moron. But
yeah, he was, and he contradicted himself too. And I was like, And then I get lazy too.
To apologize to everyone in the AAPI community who's been hurt or feels like I marginalized them or put a
AAPI, Asian American Pacific Islander. Just as a reminder.
Ceiling on them by our actions. There's a lot of chefs that I'm friends with. There's a lot of people that are upset. Customers. And that's the last thing. Literally the last thing I wanted to happen.
That I believe.
I spent the greater part of my adult life trying to bring light to Asian food, Asian American food, Asian identity, what it means to be Asian American.
To his advantage.
But he did a good job.
He did a good job.
I do think he did a very good job.
But he found a secret recipe and it worked. You know?
But there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing
wrong with that. No. Not at all.
But I, from experience, know so many people who do charity work and stuff for the wrong reasons.
Right. For clout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Which is, I don't do much charity stuff these days. Not because, number one, it's more of a time thing. But
no, it needs to be fun.
Right.
It needs to be a real charity where the money really actually goes there.
Right.
I need to be around peers.
Yeah.
I want to be able to like see old friends and old chefs and acquaintances and things like that. And it's got to make me feel good.
I mean, I understand why people are upset, and I'm truly sorry. And if I'm missing things, I'm over it.
We could stop here. This is like forced.
I think
I think it's emotional and everything like that.
I think he's being, listen, if he didn't receive this scorn, I don't think he would have seen the errors of his way. I believe everybody deserves a second chance, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I do genuinely believe he is sorry. Now, would he have been sorry if he didn't receive the scorn? Probably not. But for him to put this out, yeah, I think it's good overall. But the damage is done.
Yeah,
the damage is done.
This is PR.
Yeah.
This is a PR move.
Right. 100%. 100%.
So,
and I do think he will. I mean, you said that you believe he's going to recover from this no matter what.
This so sounds like, a politician. Sorry,
Yes,
it's like you're one of those guys. Those right wing that got caught with a boy or something like that, and now they're like, it's that thing. It's that type of scenario. Like, I've seen. I'm gonna,
Okay, that's significantly worse than what I think happened here, but I understand what you mean. Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yes, sir.
But because it's always. So let me categorize it for you. It's always the people who protest the thing that are guilty of it.
Mm.
And that's why I have a hard time believing a little bit.
He didn't protest. He didn't protest.
No. But like when you have the people who boost themselves up of what they've done and all their accomplishments is like,
I agree with that.
And then
I don't think he
was.
So
why do you bring up? I did all this for the community. I was all about that. No, I would have skipped that whole paragraph.
So you think he should have just kept it a lot simpler?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There's no need. The fact that you have to bring it up is like, ugh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That should speak for itself.
But I can understand why he would want to explain his side of the things, which he's allowed to do. Which he is allowed to do. And if that will make him feel better about his apology, then so be it. Whether it was the right move or not, I think that's for the court of public opinion. I'm kind of in agreement with you. The simpler, the better. He put out a 20-minute podcast about his explanation. I think that's a little rough.
It's worth it, though. Get you back on track. Business?
Yeah.
It's a good business move.
It is a good business
move.
All
of this is a good business move. Yeah. Sorry. Mm-hmm. It's a good business move.
Yeah. Momofuku is fallible, clearly. Secondly, I want to go through the timeline and the rationale of how we got here in 2024. It's an important to understanding our position. I can't ask you to
his voice is breaking.
Want to understand our position, but I think the timeline and the rationale is crucial to literally making you believe me. And these are just the facts. And thirdly, I want to outline how we Momofuku are going to rectify the situation going forward. I'm joined with...
are we doing this whole thing?
We can.
No, I don't want to.
Okay. Ultimately, the resolution is they're not going to enforce the trademark. That's what it comes down to. They're just going to leave it be.
At this point, this dialogue is it's uncomfortable. It's like, ugh.
Well, sometimes if it doesn't make you cringe a little, it's not good enough.
Yeah, but not in a good way.
I don't know, but like, Larry David stuff, makes you cringe real fucking hard. And like, it's not good either. But
that's such an extreme.
It is an extreme.
Do you watch the season finale?
I didn't watch the season finale. No.
I can't even talk to you about this.
No, I don't have.
And I can't talk to Blondie. I was supposed to wait for her to watch it.
Yeah, I just don't have the time, man.
Oh, you don't have the time, so I guess I'll watch Dune on my own.
Okay. No, I want to see Dune. No, fuck it, go watch it. It's gonna take me forever.
You don't have time. What can I tell you?
I don't. I'm working. I have to start prepping for our roast chicken video. You just get to show up. Hello.
Oh, wait a second. You said I worked hard last time.
You did. Actually, you did. I was okay. Momofuku, they're not enforcing the trademark.
Good for you. Good for you for doing the right thing. Okay, let's move on.
When you stop at a stoplight, you know, does someone walk up to the door and say, "Good job for doing what you're supposed to do"?
That's what it all sounds like to me. It's you know.
Ultimately, I think he's doing the right thing. I think this is good.
Yes.
And we move. There's
a lot of money telling him to like, do this now.
Yeah.
Right away.
But again, all that money that's telling him to do this apology now, if they never felt this scorn, they would have fucking gone full force and crushed everybody from using that name.
Definitely.
You know, wouldn't stop them from other companies from putting out that product, but they would not be able to use that word.
You know, that's a great thing about lawyers. They have no morality. One day they'll push you to do this, and then the next day, just the opposite. Right. Because fair wind.
And like lawyers, really good lawyers, they will not give you like a definitive answer either. They're like, well, you could do this, and this will happen, or you can do this, and this will happen. What do you want to do?
Either way, you're going to pay me.
Yes.
Motherfuckers.
As for you and the video we did together, no, I have to commend you. And it came naturally for you. I always joke about Frenchie not doing jack shit. That is not true. Okay. It's clearly like two best friends just fucking ragging.
I needed to hear it because I was like, that was my dad's shtick.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And now I have nobody.
So I was giving you PTSD.
but I need you need someone in your life to tell you that.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Got you.
Yeah, my father always I was never always
like it wasn't good enough.
It was never good enough.
Right. So like you need someone in your corner to kind of not be a yes man to you all the time. Okay.
Oh, my father was not a yes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so it's a thing between two best buddies who, you know, you call me out on shit, I call you out on shit, and we've always been very
good lately. I haven't called you out on much.
That's true. No, that's not true. The last podcast, when I was talking about my emotions, you're like, move the fuck on. God. Stop being a bitch. When we were filming the grilled cheese video, again, the joke was always, you don't do jack shit, whatever. But when it came to being in the kitchen, man, you just fucking you were on it. And he was coming to me going, what's next? What can I do next? You know, what else has to get done? And it kind of threw me off. I got to admit, in the best way possible. You know, I don't mean to say that.
Don't get used to it. Now we're back to reality.
Yeah, back to reality. No, but you know, that morning we did the shopping. I did a lot of preparation beforehand. You know, I packed up all the equipment and I put it into the back of your car. And the way I arrived to your house and the fact that all the equipment was unloaded and just ready, you know, not set up because you didn't know how to
do it,
but it was out of your car. It was at a very convenient place. Just set such a nice tone. I felt like the wife who came home and all the dishes were done and the laundry was folded.
But you see, I do that stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I clean the baby bottles. I do the dishes.
It was great.
I do, you know, I load the washing machine. I unload the washing machine.
I literally was fully expecting to arrive to your house and you sit on the couch and be like, yeah, the shit's in the car. And then I would have to, no, it was all out of the car, good to go. Amy Ernst, you know, who works with me at Mission Sandwich, but
did she have fun?
She had a blast.
Good.
We all had a blast. We brought in the equipment into the house. You put it into the garage. We brought it into the house. We set it up.
Yes, but the garage and where we were operating was right there.
Yeah, it was right there. No, I'm not taking anything.
It's not like we had to go to the garage to there.
Right. But after we did all the shopping, you know, you started hopping on whatever you could, whether it was chopping chives or portioning stuff and weighing stuff out. And this motherfucker was on dishes nonstop, just whenever he had a free second. You know, he shows the reason why he's the owner of Le Ravage, and you know it still thrives to this day.
Because I know how to wash dishes.
Yeah.
But that's how it starts.
It's the work ethic.
If you can do that job as a tyke, and you still I still want to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was great. And it was it was the smoothest video shoot that I have independently done, you know.
Oh, I was going to say, Even better than at Guga's?
No, well, Guga has a whole team and that's in operation, right? Like obviously those are really efficient. And what makes those days tiring is because we film so much in one day. But it's because he sets up the conditions to do so.
He shames you into working really hard.
Yeah, that motherfucker can work. Whereas all the past cooking videos that I've done, I've been kind of scared off to do more because, again, everything's on me. But having you there, having Amy there, it made it so much more fun and enjoyable. It didn't feel like work.
And we had booze.
And we had lots of booze, yes. And we had Bon Jovi. Oh, we have a good clip.
You have a good clip?
Yeah, we have a good clip that Amy took. Yeah, so expect that video to come soon.
Now, is that whole thing, that's just going to be like one clip, right? It's not like an episode or anything. It's just going to be like...
What, the grilled cheese video? Yeah, it's an episode. It's going to be an episode on the main channel.
Okie doke.
Some changes are going to come to the main channel I spoke to you about last week. Going to be kind of pivoting a little.
Oh, you touched on it again today.
Yeah. During lunch. So the Chef Brian Tsao channel, which Frenchie and I refer to as the main channel, we've been doing the reacts thing for a long time, myself longer than you have. And, views as of late have really started to dip down pretty hard. So clearly you guys don't love us. So fuck y'all, podcast over. No, we can actually take these off.
We can?
Yeah.
Ooh. It's actually getting used to them.
Yeah. So the views haven't been doing well. And, you guys may have noticed I haven't been bitching and crying about it as of late because while I was...
And it never helps. So
yeah, it never helps. I had to vent a little a few months ago when things were going rough with the shop and everything. But we spoke about how my shop showed a near 9% profit last month, which in the spectrum of restaurants is very, very good. And I'm extremely proud of that because there was some point we were negative 20, so.
But what's that meme? I'm sad. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
Right.
I'm happy. Yeah. That's you.
Yeah, it is
You're like
me.
that dog. I'm sad. I'm happy. I'm sad. I'm happy.
But I needed to go through that. I did need to go through that. I think it was just the sheer volume of everything happening at once. So when this downturn started happening on the channel, I just kind of understood, okay, well, this is another challenge that's come my way that I have to figure out, just like I figured out the shop.
I think it all works out.
Yeah, I do. I agree.
It all works out.
Yeah, and we're trying new things. Where are you going? Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're trying new things. We're trying to do arcs of videos on the main channel, kind of sticking with a theme, landing with a cooking video. We're going to try to do more cooking videos overall. But something new I'm going to explore, and I had this idea last year, was getting into more of the business aspects of food.
Yeah, people like F&B. Behind the scenes.
Yeah. Or at least I hope so. And it seems to be what resonates most on this channel and this podcast. People like to know the behind the scenes. But I didn't feel like I had the credentials to give anybody fucking business advice when my shit was tanking hard. So I came up with this idea and I put it on the back burner because I didn't want to start doing that type of videos. Oh, this is what you should do for your business for it to get better. And then fucking 3 months later, my shit closes down.
Yeah, and my business plan isn't the best either.
Why?
Well, work really hard to have no life.
Right.
And
I'm not really looking to give business advice. I'm just more going to tell you my journey and the issues I faced, the problems that I had, not with just the business, but even myself, what I did to correct it, and solutions I came up with that other people have presented to me as well, what I put into motion and where I am today. And also where I plan to go tomorrow, because several things that are kind of in the pipeline for me.
Nice to meet you. Good luck to you. Close. You thought I was going to go there.
You were. No. We don't do. Let's just say the word good luck is going to have a whole new meaning.
Sarcastic.
Yeah, a lot of sarcasm. There's a lot of exciting opportunities that have started to come my way. And for once in the last 3 years, I feel confident, okay, I think I can tackle these challenges and I can be successful in doing it. That part of my story has yet to be written. But there was a point.
Well, I'm much older than you, and I feel like my story isn't written yet.
Well, it's always being written, right?
Right.
And I want to give people a little bit about the behind the scenes of how to run these businesses. So,
or at least a bit of a reality dose. You know,
that's a big part of it too, right?
Right.
The hours we put into it, the fact that we're never truly have a day off.
Yeah. The family life sucks.
Family life kind of sucks, right?
You know,
my wife has basically zero expectations out of me. Like, she'll make family vacation plans without me. She'll say, I'm going here. Let me know
if you're going to join.
If you're going to join or not. It's not, if you can't make it, we'll do something closer to home. No, it's like, no, we're going. It's up to you if you make it or not. And this year, I'm pretty much not taking any vacation time unless it
just piece of advice. Yeah. That's what my ex-wife did.
Oh, yeah? Thank God my wife doesn't watch this podcast.
Just saying.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that the way I do things is correct. It's just how I did it, and these are the results. And this is how I did it. This is why I did it, and these are the results. And then these are the results I'm looking to achieve next. And of course, you're going to be there, and you've been there. You've been my confidant for all these years. You've been the shoulder I've leaned on and, been an ear for me to speak into. So what's going to be interesting about this type of content I'm going to dive into, the red dot is on, right? Wake the fuck up. Is the red dot on?
It's filming? It's on.
Okay. Just double checking. All right.
Oh, you're getting nervous and paranoid.
I got paranoid.
Did you get some sleep?
I actually got great sleep yesterday.
Oh, you took a gummy.
No. That's another thing. I haven't done any edibles or any type of weed products for like 2.5 months.
Oh, you are natural.
I'm all natural right now. The last time I got sick, my ear infection. So it was like it's been a month and a half.
And how's that doing?
It's better now. I went to see an ENT.
Better?
I mean, it's pretty
much
much
scar
back.
tissue?
I don't know, but I went to the doctor today and he pulled out this mega plug of fucking wax in there. And I was like, oh, I can hear 100% again. Not that anyone needed to know.
Gross.
But I went to the ENT special. Before we go there, changes coming to the main channel. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Next topic, I went to see an ENT specialist today, and I'm finally going to get my tonsils removed.
At the young, ripe age of...
fucking 39.
Good luck with that.
I know.
Good luck to you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the doctor, the first thing he said is like...
This is going to hurt.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, all right. So first off, when you're a kid, you can bounce back pretty easily, but at your age... I just want to tell you some of the risks and the fact that it's going to be extremely painful. And I just want to, check a few things with you before you make the decision, because it's going to put you out for 2 weeks minimum. Yeah. Minimum.
I mean, it didn't put me out, but I was like 24.
Yeah.
So I was I was full of testosterone and test and all that stuff. I was doing good.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I think test and TRT are the same thing.
No.
Yeah.
Steroids and HGH and all that stuff.
Yeah. Remember, I hit you up. I was like, I want to try some HGH.
And you're like, no.
No. You know what?
Yes, I told you.
You know what you replied with? He replied with a picture of Barry Bonds. And he says, do you want this head? And I was like, what? He's like, it makes everything bigger.
It makes everything bigger.
Yeah.
But except for one thing.
Yeah, except for one thing. What were we saying? Yeah, so the doc told me it's going to put me out for 2 weeks. He asked me why. I said, listen, man, last year I had strep throat 3 weeks. I tried living a more relaxed life. I tried being healthier. I tried doing all this. I was like, but I'm just not going to slow down. It's not in my lifestyle, and I don't want one thing to trigger.
And did he also mention that they can do the surgery, and if they leave just a little bit, they can grow back?
What? Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? He didn't tell me that part, but...
make sure they really scoop it all out.
Yeah. And then he's
I
like,
could do it for you too.
No.
In the old days, they did it that way. Oof. They wrapped you up in a blanket so you couldn't move.
Well, he was like, okay. He heard me out. He's like, okay, I understand. And he also, I told him when I was young, the doctor told me to get it done, and I was too chicken shit. So he's like, okay, all right, I understand. Now open wide. And he looks in and he goes, oh yeah, those are big. So, and then I said, that's what she said.
Guess what?
What?
You know how much you eat at the same time?
Right.
Like, you'll be able to do that even more.
He was like, do you have like a hard time sleeping? Do you snore a lot? He's like, this will, like, the size of your tonsils, you must have some breathing problems and shit like that. I was like, oh my God, yes. Like, I have all those issues.
Can you do a close-up on the camera?
Anyway, he was like, after he saw my tonsils, he's like, yeah, you should get him removed.
You should get him.
Yeah.
2 weeks is nothing.
Yeah. So we won't film for 2 weeks, but we'll probably bank up some episodes, guys. So you may notice.
When is this again?
He's gonna have his
get back to you.
His people get back to me with potential dates. So,
have your people talk to my people.
And he also said you can't fly for 3 weeks.
I know. That's why when my tonsillectomy got done, it didn't heal properly, and I needed to go to France, and he wanted to put me on the Novocaine to do it, but you can't fly if you're the next day if you're on Novocaine,
right.
Like if you're put asleep.
Right.
So we did it raw, baby.
Oof. Yeah. So once I figure out the date, then obviously I have to set up a block of time where I won't be doing much. And then after that is when we'll schedule our trip to Texas and our trip to all that.
Well, you could do a lot of things. You just can't talk.
Yeah, I can't talk. But he also said like no work, no heavy lifting.
Really?
Yeah. He's like nothing. He's like 2 weeks, stay at home, chill, drink lots of fluid.
You know how to do that.
Yeah. What? Chill for 2 weeks? I'm gonna go fucking crazy. Fortunately, I can do a lot of work from the computer. But
how are you going to communicate with me? How are you going to call me?
Send you dick pics?
Oh, those are dick pics? I didn't see one.
I fooled you.
I fooled you. What was it? Was it in The Hangover? Which Hangover movie where like his penis was like this side, like you could barely see it?
Yeah, it was the Hangover movie.
Yeah?
Yeah. 1 and 2. You saw his dick both times. He was like, oh, is that shiitake? Is that shiitake?
Oh my God.
Oh man. So yeah.
You should have stopped after the first one.
What, Hangover?
Yeah.
I thought the Hangover 2 was funny when they went to Thailand.
Is that the one where they get the tattoos in the face?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one.
It was a good one. I think they did a third one, right? Those are the changes that are coming to, oh no, we already spoke about that. Fuck, I'm starting to go brain dead. Yeah. Remember last episode, you kept saying I'm getting dumber.
You're getting dumber.
Yeah.
Because
I'm getting prettier.
There's a price to pay, always. Always a price to pay.
Well, I was very good at lunch. I didn't eat a single thing. I'm starving myself. No, that's not true. I brought lunch with me.
And you were looking at those fries.
I was fucking dying for a fry. But we're having dinner tonight, which is why I'm wearing a collared shirt.
Close enough.
Yeah, you always wear a collared shirt.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Always?
No, well, you know what I mean. You wear a collared shirt often.
At the restaurant, there's a dress code. You can just show up in dirty T-shirts and baseball caps.
What are you talking about? You've worn my band's hoodie in that dining room before. And we've sat next to each other like a couple of pansies by the bar, literally side by side.
Yeah, but we look like customers.
No, we look like a couple.
So what's wrong with that?
Yeah, true.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. It's actually kind of nice.
It is nice.
It is nice. Okie dokie.
Do you have some funny for me tonight?
We do have some funny, but there is one topic I wanted to cover. I wanted your input on. There.
On Eater?
On Eater. Here's some current news. There is a new app that chefs are loving. Chefs love Wonder, the latest app trying to disrupt deliveries. Will diners follow suit? So I read this article. I'm not going to read it through now, but it'll be.
So what's the idea? Give me the.
That's the thing. So it's like a chef curated delivery service. So versus.
What does that mean?
Exactly. After I read what Wonder is, I was like,
the chef is to curate the traffic jam and the.
No. So typically with delivery, it's an existing restaurant where they will incorporate a delivery service, an Uber Eats, a DoorDash, whatever. And then you have to tailor your menu to that delivery service, right? Which is why a lot of restaurants don't like to get onto these apps because they feel their end product.
Yeah, my end product is shit.
It's shit. It's not going to be as good as it should be. So what Wonder is basically a fully curated delivery experience from A to Z. So everything is designed by top tier chefs. They mentioned Bobby Flay many times within this. And it does sound like something he would jump on. And guys like Marcus Samuelsson and all those, you know.
So there are foods that are perfect for delivery.
Right.
And there are foods that are not. Right. French food is not good for delivery.
Well, so if they were to bring you on, they would challenge you, create a menu.
To do that.
To do that, right? And
I would do, oh, yes. I already know what I'm going to do.
Well, I mean, like a beef bourguignon.
Yeah, that travels well.
Right? That travels well. So, what's interesting, though, is they are opening kitchens in select locations to service these restaurants. So it's almost like a merger of a delivery service and a ghost kitchen.
Ghost kitchen just for these chefs.
For these chefs, yeah. So
can I? Do they have a kitchen?
Yes.
So can I bring them my recipes and my idea and my concept?
That's exactly
and
what
then they'll do it?
And then they'll execute it, yeah.
But like, what's to prevent them from just taking your ideas and just running with it?
Well, the whole point, and they keep specifying, not just anybody can get onto this service.
Oh, okay.
But
bullshit. Do these people have to pay?
No, they get kind of recruited type of deal. At least, but this is a startup, and they have tech money behind it. And
whose idea is it? Whose is it? Please tell me it's not. Is it Ben Leventhal? That sounds like a Ben Leventhal.
Let's see.
Idea. Dude, he knocked it out of the park so long ago. He doesn't even need to do this bullshit.
No, it is the guy who started the company is not even in the restaurant business. He's a tech dude.
What's the name?
You can read the article for yourself.
Listen, it sounds cool if you get invited, right?
Yeah, right.
But you have an existing concept, so why that could happen?
Yeah, but I don't think I'm famous enough for them.
Oh, it's that type of club.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to fuck up that club.
But also, I don't need them because my place was designed from day one to incorporate delivery.
But now you got new geography. Isn't that what you want?
Yeah, but then why would I go through them and give them a cut? I would just open up my own spot.
True that.
Right? Like, so I'm just very, very curious to see how this works out because they are basically... They're an internet startup with, I think, like $1 billion in investment. So there's big money behind this, and they're getting they're leveraging big name chefs to sell it. And they're opening up these kitchens in select areas that obviously are affluent that would pay for this type of product.
Shit, I didn't know that DoorDash bought out Caviar.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I used to love Caviar.
Yeah, well, then after DoorDash bought out Caviar, that's when things kind of went
downhill. That's where we used to make the most money.
Really?
Yeah, because it was exclusive, you know?
I'm just curious to see how this is going to affect the landscape of restaurants because I do think it's an interesting idea. I just think any good chef would either open up a concept of their own, whether it's like, Bobby Flay opens up his own whatever concept that's focused at fast casual.
He's not going to do a concept. He's going to lend his
name to it.
And
get that sweet ass licensing money.
That free check.
Yeah, true that.
Money.
Oh, here it is. Mark Lore, Wonder's. Mark Lore, Wonder's founder and CEO, a serial entrepreneur best known for building and selling Jet.com to Walmart for $3.3 billion in 2016. He's reportedly committed $300 million of his own money to the effort. Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. He sold his company to Walmart for $3.3 billion, but he invested $300 million into this. Wonder acquired meal kit brand Wow, I am turning
Blue Apron.
Blue Apron, yeah. Wonder acquired meal kit brand Blue Apron last September for $103 million. Wonder has managed to raise... Oh, no, I wasn't wrong. Wonder has managed to raise a whopping $1.5 billion to date, and Lore recently told the New York Times that he's planning for an initial public offering in the next 5 years with a $30 billion valuation. For context, it took Shake Shack 14 years to move from its New York City hot dog cart to a public company. It's currently worth $4.6 billion on the New York Stock Exchange.
Damn.
Yeah, I think 30 billion is a bit much. I don't know. I guess
unless he gets all the pegs in the round holes, you know,
right.
Because you can learn from all those, right? And if you get all those pieces together and you have the money to do it,
right?
Shake Shack didn't have the money to do it in the beginning,
right?
You know, but if you pick up on all the levels that were needed to get done, and you can accomplish them all at the same time, you save time and it costs you money.
I think a lot of chefs go in and do these licensing deals or partnership deals, and at the end of the tunnel, someone on the other side is like, well, that's not what people want, he says. But it's like, but you want a business with me. And I think that is why you see the caliber of chefs on the platform that you see. Wow, that's terribly spoken. But
I know.
okay.
Why would you rewrite the broken English?
Oof. No bueno. Johnson calls the partnership mutually beneficial. Both sides ask questions and share ideas, insights, and growth strategies. Wonder managed to modernize the entire ordering, cooking, and delivery process for a new era of restaurant business, with plans to grow to 100 locations in the next 2 years. Based on the chef's collective experience, it's hard to untangle Wonder, the platform, from the success of Lore, its storied founder with his sights set on big success. It's something I talk to Bobby Flay about all the time, Johnson says. He's like, JJ, I wish I had a Mark Lore at your age. Okay. So basically, they're going to open up these ghost kitchens with brands that are designed by these super celebrity chefs. They talk about in the article.
High-end takeout.
High-end takeout.
So there's going to be like, and they're probably going to start out like this.
Oh, so the brand recognition will come from the celebrity chef, because that was the biggest issue. One of the big issues from the Eddie Burback video in Ghost Kitchens that he pointed out is that there's no brand recognition. You know, why would you, why?
Why?
You know,
that makes no sense.
Right?
Who cares about a Mr. Beast burger?
Oops. So versus a celebrity who has no food background.
So obviously they're going to start out, oh shit, I think they came to me.
Really?
I blew him off.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I just got a wave of recognition.
Oh, yeah? Uh-oh.
Yes, because
they blow him off.
Because I've heard this idea a million times.
Okay.
You know, they want to make it exclusive at first, and then they want one French, one Italian, one sushi, one this, and then they start out like that, and then that becomes a selling point to get the others, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm tired of being the initial guy.
Right.
Because it's good, and then everybody comes up to you, and then they forget about you, and then you know.
Oh, I see.
Sometimes they use some chefs to get bigger chefs, right?
Right.
Or they do, and then once they get those, they use those big chefs to get these back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The washing machine a few times.
Right.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I was initial customer with OpenTable. I was the initial customer on Resy. I was the initial customer on all these POS systems. I was the initial. I was the first guy to use Tito's in New York.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
I met him in Austin. I bought like 20 cases, ship them over.
Yeah.
And that started the.
Oh.
I get no recognition for this though.
And now you're on a podcast with me.
How I the mighty have fallen.
All right. Well, you know, I didn't want to upset you too much, so
happy now.
Yes, now
happy joy.
I prepared some clips.
The funny.
Some clips, yeah, some funny, some things that are gonna make you want to shit yourself, like this clip we're gonna watch right now.
That is totally something I would have done as a kid. And he's definitely in Europe.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh my fucking God.
Little bit of a wobble.
Holy fuck. And what about the cameraman that's following him?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. All right. Next clip. Oh, I thought this was kind of interesting.
I've been telling you this forever.
No, you told me this this past Sunday when I was at your house, and I asked you, "Do you recycle?" And you're like, "No."
Yeah,
and then this article popped up because you know the phones are listening all the time.
I recycled for the longest time, only to find out it goes to the exact same place. They don't fucking recycle it. And the little amount that they do, I think they out of everything they recycle,
Right.
I think only like 3 to 7% actually gets really recycled. And it costs us more energy to recycle that percentage.
My dad, for a long time, was in the scrap business. And he would take... He would take all kinds of products, aluminum, plastic, metals.
But then you go to a guy that collects it.
Can I finish my story?
Okay.
Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. My dad would go to these junkyards and send containers, shipping containers full of whatever, usually metals, scrap metals. A lot of times aluminum.
He's the one stealing the copper out of those houses.
Yeah. No, he buys from the junkyard.
Siding?
Yeah, he buys from the junkyard that bought all the stolen shit. Allegedly. I'm not
sell
sure.
to China.
And sells to China. But about 10 years ago, China was like, hold on a fucking second. Why do we have enough of our own shit now? Because when my dad started this business, China was going through this economic surge. Boom. And they had the cheap labor to process all this the product. So I remember a friend of mine was outraged when New York was collecting all these illegal motorcycles and then just running over them with bulldozers. Mm-hmm. And then she would be like, why don't we just sell them or recycle the parts? You guys have no idea the specialized labor and cost that
to take it apart
and then itemize it and then put it up for sale. You might as well just buy a brand new bike rather than buying these broken down parts. But when you ship to a place like China or a third world country, which China not so much today, but back then, there was cheap labor, skilled cheap labor that can recycle these products. My dad was crushing it back in the day with this business. But now, more than ever, that is not the case.
China has its own mines now.
Yeah.
They go for the good stuff.
Yeah.
They don't need
not even mines. It's just that they have so much of their own crap now that they brought in. They don't fucking need it. And now it's just started turning into a scam because they were getting money from the government, and they would buy shit from my dad for $10 a pound, let's just say, just as an example. But they would put $10 a pound on paper on the China side, but only send my dad $7. And my dad's like, oh, fuck yeah,
It's great.
It's great. And then, the guy back in China would pocket the other $3.
And still make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Recycling is a scam, people. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all you. I was one of you. I was like, I compost and this and that, and only to find out, I see the guys that are just putting it in the same one, and they're like, oh, yeah. I'm like, no.
Alrighty. Good old Marco Pierre White.
I mean, the city makes us recycle. We have a recycling, we have this and this and this, right? But when the garbage truck comes in, they put everything in the same. I'm like, why is the city forcing us to do this when the garbage truck just puts it all and crushes it all together?
In the city, on recycle days, it is a different truck. It's a segmented
No, I'm talking about private carting.
Oh, private carting. Well, as far as my shop goes, they send one truck to pick up only the recycling, and they send another truck to only pick up the trash.
Oh, maybe they do then. Yeah. They just look the same?
They just look exactly the same.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Let's watch this clip by Marco Pierre White.
Emotions are for the bedroom. They're not for the kitchen. In a kitchen, you have to be disciplined. You have to stay focused. And by being disciplined and staying focused, you create consistency. And that's what 1-star, 2-star, 3-star is all about, is consistency. Emotions.
Okay, so emotions are not
it's
for
not
the
just
kitchen.
about stars, though. It's about success.
Yeah.
And surviving in this business.
Yeah. So I get asked all the time, or I want to be in this business. What piece of advice do you have for me? And the thing I tell them is like, it's fun when you learn something new. It's fun when you go to a new place and everything is new and shiny. I was like, but you need to be consistent. You need to make that dish a gajillion times. And that's really when you learn, because it's the one time out of the gajillion times where something changes. There's a variable and you have to work around it. That's the moment you're waiting for to improve your skills.
Yeah, we've had this conversation many times on this podcast.
Yeah.
But I I want to tell you how much it's worth it to learn something like that, because I literally have 40 years experience. And there are things that I've done my 10,000 hours on decades ago, and I've never seen it again. And I just, whoop, went right back into it and boom, as if nothing happened. Like riding a bike. And you only get that core memory, that muscle memory from doing that, right? And I surprise myself to this day. Like it's like an old recipe, a Classroom 101 starter recipe, and boom, it just comes out without even thinking.
Yeah. Don't underestimate sticking with the same thing for an extended amount of time. I really, truly believe it can only do you good. Now, I'm not saying stay at some dead-end job for 20 years with no prospect of advancement, but understand if you stick with, you know, the same place for 3-4 years minimum, yeah, it may get repetitious, but I'm telling you, it's in that repetition you develop the muscle memory, like just like a fighter, right? They're not necessarily doing drills in the ring, but it's the fact that it's so ingrained in you. You know how to defend properly. You know how to throw a punch properly because you don't have to think about it.
That's what the katas are for.
The what?
You know, you learn the whole series of the movements.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Because then it becomes instinctual.
Second nature. Right.
Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off.
All right.
Show me.
One more clip. Oh, yeah. You sent me this.
I did.
Yes, you sent me
Then it must have been
We're
funny.
ending with the funny.
Put all your recommendations on maps that people can download, is that right? Yeah. Because I've travelled quite a lot as well. And I've actually done a sort of handy guide to the whole world just so people can make
Oh, I remember this!
Go somewhere for a holiday. Starting with the Americas, obviously, you've got big bellies, big bundas, moving with Guinness Jews there. And then
Guinness Jews!
Ugly. Gay, smelly gay, sleepy gay, naughty piggies.
Naughty piggies!
Moving to the Mediterranean, mainly pedos there.
Pedos.
Sleepy pedos.
Sleepy pedos.
Snow pedos up there.
Snow pedos.
Then you just cabbage.
Cabbage! The whole continent.
Same about the portion size, it's quite small.
Wait.
Then moving east.
Portion size a bit small. Oh, no. They're hungry. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oof. When he got to the pedo part, I was just like, what the fuck?
Oh my God. This is good. This is good.
Wouldn't want to be a woman anyway.
Oh my fucking God. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Jesus Christ.
There, blurry porn over there, not pet friendly, and
oh my. Korea, not pet friendly.
What was the one before? I missed it.
They over China, blurry porn. That's actually more Japan,
isn't it?
Yeah, that's more
because they can't show penis entering, right?
Yeah, no penal penetration. They can show tentacles, but no penal penetration. At least that's how I understand it. Pornography is completely outlawed in mainland China. Just FYI. So if there is any type of Chinese porn, it was coming from...
so what are they jerking off to?
Oh, they were getting it from Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, prior to being given back to mainland China. Yeah. Don't ask me how I know so much about that.
I do find they can be a bit racist. You put all your recommendations...
Okay, that was good. Is he a comedian?
Well, it says Finn Taylor comedy. Yeah, so he's clearly a comedian. I need to give this guy a follow.
I need to follow him.
Yes.
Send it to me too.
What? You sent me this clip.
Oh, but I don't think whatever.
That's it for the podcast. That's been an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah.
That did not seem like
that did not seem like an hour and 10 minutes. But I do have some work I need to do before we go for our dinner meeting. So
I'm not sure about the quality of this podcast.
What are you talking about? This podcast.
I feel like, what did we create? The substance.
I don't know. Today was kind of like a Seinfeld episode.
It was.
Yeah. Just
a lot about nothing. It's a show about nothing.
Yeah. No, I do have
no questions anymore.
No, we do have questions, but it's been an hour and 10 minutes, and I do need to get some work done before we go.
Fuck to you.
Okay. All right.
On that note, I say good night.
Don't be afraid to fail because it could only make you stronger. You know the deal. No, you know what?
So
let me say that with some conviction.
Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
You can still see it there.
Oh, shit.
Remember, don't be afraid to fail because it can only make you stronger. And with that said, I'm Chef Brian Tsao, not your typical chef.
Frenchie.
And we'll see you really soon. Bye.